Hello, and welcome to Ask Dr. Monica, space dedicated to use our life, our daily life, as our spiritual path. Every experience that we go through is dedicated for your awakening or your enjoyment. And let's see if we can learn how to enjoy the awakening journey, okay? So today we have an interesting question. I love it. It comes from one of my clients and says, "Dear Dr. Monica, thank you for taking your time to read my question." Of course, I love it. "Would you please review the process in which to take oneself through an emotion and move through it? I had many sessions with you, and you are a master of helping me feel emotions that otherwise feel scary. In our sessions, I have witnessed a feeling dissolve away and find peace there." Good. Of course, there is always more to the same issue, I seem to find, and yes, I agree, there is layers and layers that we are learning how to surrender to the ability that we have to let that go instead of bringing back to our unconsciousness and running the show of limitations. So yes, life is teaching us to be who we are. That is unconditional love. It's a yes to what is, and that does the work, okay? So yes, it will appear again and again, so better we enjoy it. I was wondering if you could somehow show us here how we may do this process on our own on those days when a negative emotion seems to pop up and we do not have an appointment with you. He said, "Okay, thank you again for your consideration, Evelyn." Well, thank you, Evelyn, for asking this and giving the opportunity to other people to understand that this process exists and that we can release, we can liberate ourselves from conditioning, limitations, and any kind of negative feeling, in the sense that low vibration, constrictive, when we feel bad, etc. So I'm going to say the steps that I follow and then we're going to do the practice, okay? Because I need you to understand what it is that we are doing to begin with. So the first thing that we need to do when you detect, you sense that you are feeling down, that you are feeling negative, that you are feeling sad or angry or whatever other kind of downside emotion, let's say, okay, I need you to stop. Stop. So number one, you have to stop. You have to stop physically talking so you can allow the mental stop going. You know, you need to stop physically, mentally, you need to stop so you can see what really is going on. So number one, I will say you stop. After we are going to do this together so you can, you know, put the video in case one day you are down and forward to the minute where we start the practical process. But I need you to understand the points, okay? Number two, I need you to stop, number one. Number two, to be present. To be present, to breathe in your body, to be here for you, for this moment. That's a kind of, making love with the moment, being present for what is, that maybe we don't even know what it is yet. You just know that you are feeling bad, in quotes, but what that means, okay? What is feeling bad? So, number three, we are going to practice how to engage with this moment from awareness, meaning to be curious, okay? To really be curious about what is really going on here, what is happening inside Monica or inside Evelyn or inside whatever it is that is listening here to this video. What is really going on? Sometimes we go so quick through life that you don't even notice that you're feeling something, and we notice when we feel, really down. Well, the sooner we can notice, the easier it is to stop and to let go. So I do need you to develop this sense of compassion with the moment. Be compassionate about it. We are here to understand life, to release the layers that we are not, so we can shine in our true nature, right? So it's an opportunity. So engage with compassion, with curiosity, and this is the difference, between engaging from the mind, that we'll talk about it, that's something I need to explain right now because it's very important, okay? Or engaging from your heart, that I call, from your loving presence, from the awareness, the attention that you are, the space that you are. So you engage from that silence, that stillness, and you give permission to that energy, whatever it is that you find, okay? Okie dokie. So then I want to highlight here that the emotion, well, every experience that you feel in life, that you experience in life, comes from a frequency that you are vibrating, that is attracting that kind of experience, okay? So be curious on that, in the sense of understanding that if you are unconscious, that feeling bad in quotes, or sadness, or whatever is the feeling that we want to pick here, let's say it's sadness, okay? That sadness, if you don't stop radically and you really look for embracing the sadness itself in quotes, okay? The experience of it, not the story about it, but you need to understand that sadness is going to like kidnap your mind, let's say, and really, tell you stories that are sad. It's like kidnap your mind and start to attract thoughts that are in harmony with that low frequency of sadness, and you will think sad thoughts and you will remember sad stories. That's what happens unconsciously, and when you are conscious you can catch that. So again, don't engage from the mind, start to learn how to develop presence. Of course, I want to say that gets easier when you have someone that gives you the hand, but really at the end what you are doing here is to develop presence. Develop the freedom, the pure consciousness that you already are, the love, capital letters, that you are. That's what you are learning how to embody, how to get in contact with, and how to embody, so you can engage more and more from your true nature, that is pure love, okay? Instead of engaging from our mind that will judge, this is good, this is bad, on and on and on, okay? So remember that the tendency is like, if you don't know how to stop and really engage from silence, better, okay, that you call someone or you call me and we have a session so you can practice and develop that presence. But that's the point, to learn how to engage with the moment with presence, stillness, quiet, space, openness, permission. That's who you are, unconditional love, okay? Instead of running the show. Okay, then the intention here is to offer that presence to the energy that you are noticing that is moving here, to the feeling, to the experience, okay, that you are having. Offer your presence. That's a choice. It is a choice. On automatic, that's not going to happen, okay? So it is a choice if you understand that every emotion that shows up in your consciousness, okay, is asking for your light, not your judgment. Let's say that I feel sad right now. That sadness, if I know how to detach the mental noise of it, the sad stories, the sad thoughts, okay, and I just engage from stillness, quiet, respect, offer the space. I love to say to my clients, let's imagine that there is a window in the front of your body here, and when you sense something, just check that you can feel it with permission, and then open the window so that energy naturally, okay, if we don't grasp it, if we don't attach it from the mind, okay, naturally that energy wants to go back to source, naturally. So you don't have to push it away, you don't have to escape from it, you don't have to, nothing, okay? Just open a window, in quotes, is the image that I like to do, like suddenly, I open the space to really let that go, okay? To if that energy wants to go back, let that go, but I am quiet, okay? I'm not grasping it with my ideas, okay? I don't like, this is good, this is bad. The tendency is to do that, but we are learning how to don't do that, okay? But just acknowledge that every experience that you have is here for two reasons. One, for you to enjoy. Two, for you to release, for you to liberate yourself, okay? So when you feel down, it's a good thing, okay? It's a good thing. You have the opportunity to release exactly that. You have to explore what it is, okay? But whatever you are feeling here, if it's not expansive, it's for you to enjoy the release of it. Okay, so let's do now a practice here about, I don't know, I would love to do in general, so whatever it is that you feel, okay, could be embraced right now. But the first thing that I said here is to stop. So when you notice that you are reactive, you stop. The way I do that is I sit down in my throne, in quotes, okay, and I do what I call my descent, my coming inwards, my going inside, so I close my eyes, I take several deep breaths, and I start to bring the attention that I am inwards, to really notice what is going on at this very moment inside me. And instead of interpreting mentally, okay, I start to be curious about the experience. And I can feel, for example, irritation, or let's say that we talk about sadness, I can feel, maybe the sadness at this very moment I don't feel it, but let's pretend, okay, that I feel sad, I feel very sad, like sad, and I know there is a story. I can relate, to a recent loss that I have. I lost a very, very dear friend, and I could be so aware, when I was going down, and I stopped and I detect, the story that my head was saying, about you're not going to see her anymore, and my gosh, all the good times that we have, I'm going to miss her a lot. All the stories were nurturing the sadness here. But if I could feel the sadness by itself and I could open the space, okay, I could allow that sadness to melt in my presence. And sometimes that energy melts literally and you start to feel peace and okayness and well-being, and another times feels like even more discomfort, that sadness can, if you open the space, can turn on, let's say maybe loneliness inside, like you feel abandoned or you feel lonely. Open the space, give permission to this loneliness, this abandonment frequency experience, because these energies wants to go home. You are the light of the world, okay? You are the light of your world, all right? So just allow yourself to be who you are, all right? So that's super important. And you take the time to allow this movement to happen. Now, let's say that you get trapped, that you cannot go deeper, that nothing is releasing here, but you spend your, maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is that you can, in that level of being just present for what's going on inside you. But if you don't arrive anywhere or whatever until you really practice this, okay, then take a deep breath and just let it go right there. Let it go and start to focus on loving yourself. Meaning, say it mentally. At this moment, we could not do anything deeper than where we are at, so that's okay. Then use your mind now and just start to repeat inside your mind, I love you, I love you. I love you, Monica. I love you, Evelyn. I love you, whatever it is that your name that you are seeing this video. I love you. I love you unconditionally. I love you. I'm here for you. Start to focus on loving you. Okay? And then when you get a little comfortable there that you are here for you, then look for something that can support you to feel better. For example, if I don't know how to release the sadness, I don't arrive so deep that I tell you it's not so easy when you are by yourself, but it's something that you are practicing, and little by little gets easier and easier, okay? If you don't arrive anywhere, don't entertain yourself there. Just, okay, take a deep breath and then ask a creative question that could inspire you to feel better. For example, what can I think, or what can I do now that can support me to feel better? And maybe, you decide to go for a walk, or maybe you decide to do a painting, or maybe to call a friend, or something that supports you to feel a little better. You distract yourself from the trapped, okay, from being trapped there. And then at another point you come back, you sit on your throne, you say, okay, what was going on when that happens? So the idea here is to offer presence to the experience. And the presence does the work, okay? And you witness. And that is teaching you to be who you truly are, and is offering you the experience of being that space or unconditional love, and see how that can do miracles in your presence, because it's true that density, start to melt and you start to contact more and more your true nature at the core of whatever it is that is constrictive or discomfort or unpleasant for you. Okay, so this is important. Another thing that I do in the sessions, and I know you know, Evelyn, but is that I normally end up the session with a good creative question that can support, let's say, the integration of the movement that we have done in the session. So let's say that you arrive all the way in, you are quiet, you allow the movement and it's happening. So then after you can maybe come with a creative question. There is so many, but like how can I feel good, or why can I be positive? How do I feel when I am positive? How do I feel when I love myself? You can start to ask questions that direct your mind, to feeling better than that moment. So again, you stop, take a deep breath, sit down in your throne, you invoke, you allow the experience that you're having to be there in your presence, and you engage with the experience from your heart, from your presence, not from your mind. And you are going to catch yourself doing that a lot, okay? So back to presence, back to space, back to permission, back to be who you are, unconditional love. You stay there for a moment, there is nothing you need to do, okay? You already have the window open, just with your presence, and that energies can go out if you don't grasp them on the way, okay? And can take you even deeper, like that energy can melt. You see that left, okay? But then there is maybe something more uncomfortable. Stay as much as you can, and then, if you can, don't dissolve it. Everything is not you that does that, it's your presence. So you are developing presence, okay? Well, immediately that you feel this movement, you focus on loving yourself. I am here to love you, Monica. I am here to love all these aspects. I'm learning how to do that. I love you, I love you, I love you. You can do that as a mantra, 5 minutes or the entire day. I tell you that your life will change just by engaging with you from love, okay? Unconditional love. That is who you are. And then practice a creative question that you can come out with, or a general one or a more concrete one if you know how. But again, you start to focus on feeling better. How can I feel better? What can I do that feel good right now? And you support yourself in that direction. I hope that this can support you to do it by yourself if you're alone. And again, practice and practice and practice. That's what we do. In Ask Dr. Monica, we use our daily life to practice, and it's constant. You can detect that one day is up, the next day is down. Well, down is here for you to learn how to let go who you are not, and how to embody more and more who you truly are. This magnificent being of love and light and harmony and peace. And the more you embody that, the more you see that in your world. Okay? You're an inspiration for your world to change. So, thank you so much for listening here. I hope to see you next time, and please keep sending questions here to ask@drmonica.com, so we can keep growing together here. And remember, we are all in the same boat. So when you wake up a little more, you help the entire world to wake up a little more. Okay? So thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful time.